No one volunteers to be forgotten. But I did. My name is Elias Rain, Civilian Engineer, Maintenance Division, which is a polite way of saying I fix things nobody important wanted to touch. My last assignment placed me on Outpost Meridian 12, a listening station orbiting a dim blue dwarf star at the edge of mapped space. The Union built Meridian 12 for one reason: to listen. We weren't supposed to find anything. For 20 years, the station heard only cosmic background noise, stellar wind, and the occasional cry from collapsing gas giants. The crew rotated every 8 months. Nobody formed friendships because nobody stayed long enough. It was a place for people running from promotions, past mistakes, or memories. I was running from Earth. Not legally, just emotionally. 6 months into my rotation, the signal arrived. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was intentional. Not repeating. Not random. Not a beacon. It sounded like breathing. I remember staring at the waveform for 20 straight minutes. "Tell me you see that," I whispered. The AI assistant hummed. "Signal contains biological cadence patterns. Probability of natural origin, 0.003%. I leaned back in my chair. "Great," I said quietly. "So space is breathing at me." The transmission wasn't a call for help. It wasn't language. It was rhythm, slow pulses, almost like a heartbeat layered with faint harmonic tones. Coordinates triangulated to a planet that wasn't on any official survey chart. That shouldn't have been possible. I reported it. Command told me to wait. I didn't, because curiosity is stronger than protocol when you've spent years listening to nothing. The descent. The planet was silver from orbit. Not ice, metal. Not artificial, alive. The surface shimmered like liquid mirrors under a pale star. Mountains curved smoothly, as if grown rather than formed. Oceans glowed faintly violet. No cities. No satellites. No ships. Yet the signal clearly came from the surface. I landed in a valley where the ground responded to my boots. Not hard, not soft, but adjusting pressure like muscle beneath skin. I should have turned back right then. Instead, I followed the signal. It led me into a structure grown from the terrain itself, towering arcs forming a cathedral made of polished mineral that reflected me from 1,000 angles. And, at the center of it, someone stood waiting. First contact. She wasn't human. Not close enough to mistake, but not alien enough to terrify. Tall, slender, luminous skin with faint star-like patterns beneath the surface. Her eyes were silver, without pupils, reflecting light like a calm sea under moonlight. Long dark hair drifted slightly, as though gravity politely asked permission before touching her. She didn't move when I approached, didn't speak, didn't threaten. She simply watched me as if she had been waiting for centuries and was verifying I was real. My translator struggled, cycling through unknown phonetic structures. So I did the only universal thing left. I raised a hand.
"Hi," I said.
No reaction. Her gaze sharpened. I realized something. She wasn't confused. She was studying emotion. Then I made the mistake that changed everything. I smiled nervously and said, "You're beautiful." The freeze. The moment the word left my mouth, she stopped. Completely. Every motion ceased, even the faint drifting of her hair. The air hummed sharply. The walls flickered with light patterns racing outward like ripples in water. I thought I had insulted her. Then she spoke. Not through my translator. Directly in my mind. Define beautiful. Her voice carried no tone. No anger. No curiosity. Just precise inquiry. I swallowed. It means pleasant to look at. But more than that. It means something feels right when you see it. She didn't move. The planet did. The floor glowed softly beneath her feet. Your species assigns emotional value to form?
Yeah.
We do that a lot. Silence. Then, for the first time, her expression changed barely. Confusion. Her name hours passed, or maybe minutes. Time felt irrelevant in that place. We learned to communicate through mental translation once she calibrated to my neural patterns. Her name could not be pronounced by human vocal cords. The closest approximation I managed was Leary. She was not merely a resident of the planet. She was the planet's ruling consciousness. Not ruler by power, by design. Her species were born linked to living worlds, caretakers grown alongside planetary biospheres. She wasn't princess by bloodline. She was princess by synchronization, heir to a civilization that merged biology and celestial engineering. And they were gone. All of them. Millions of years ago. She had been alone ever since. The truth of silence, why send the signal? I asked. I did not know it was a signal. What? I attempted to replicate biological respiration patterns. My archives recorded that intelligent species respond to signs of life. You were trying to get attention? Yes. That single word carried the weight of epochs. She hadn't spoken to another mind in millions of years. Her species communicated through collective awareness. Alone she could think, but not share. She could observe, but never be observed. No one had ever reacted to her form. No one had ever seen her. Until I said she was beautiful. Learning each other over the next days, maybe weeks, I stayed. Command kept transmitting recall orders, but I muted them. Because leaving felt wrong. Leary studied humanity through me. Not culture or politics, emotion. She asked why music mattered. Why people kept old objects. Why humans named places they might never revisit. I asked what loneliness felt like to someone who had lived longer than our species existed. It is not pain, she told me once. It is absence of reflection. Thought without echo. She didn't understand compliments. Her species valued function, harmony, balance, not beauty. To them, existence either worked or it didn't. My single sentence had introduced a concept her entire civilization never evolved. She began asking me daily, "Am I still beautiful?" And every time I answered yes. Not because she needed reassurance, because she needed confirmation that she existed beyond utility. The changing planet, the world responded to her emotions. At first subtle, warmer winds, softer terrain beneath my feet. Then dramatic. Oceans brightened. Structures grew. Color appeared where there had been only silver. She wasn't just understanding beauty. She was creating it. You're terraforming your own planet. I laughed one day. I am decorating. I taught her what art was. She created mountains shaped by musical ratios after hearing my old guitar recordings. She formed crystal trees reflecting sunrise spectra just because I once said dawns on Earth felt hopeful. For the first time in millions of years, the planet wasn't optimized. It was expressive. Conflict arrives, then the Union fleet appeared. I knew they would eventually trace my unauthorized landing. Exploration cruisers dropped into orbit, armed ones. Their message was simple. Non-registered intelligent life form detected. Prepare containment protocol. They didn't see a person. They saw technology beyond comprehension. They saw ownership. Leary felt their sensors like needles in her atmosphere. They are dissecting me.
They're scared, I said.
Humans secure what they don't understand. Will they remove you? Yes. She was silent. Then the sky darkened. Not from clouds, but from structures rising into orbit like colossal petals. Defense mechanisms. The fleet powered weapons. And suddenly, first contact became first war. The choice I ran to the central chamber. You can't fight them, I told her. They'll never stop coming. They intend harm. They intend control. Energy gathered across her world, enough to erase ships like dust. She could win, but she would become exactly what they feared. A living weapon. Leary, listened to me. Her mind trembled, the first emotion resembling fear. You said I am beautiful. You are. Beauty should not destroy. She understood, but she didn't know another way. The idea, talk to them, I said. They cannot hear me. They can hear me. I opened a channel to the fleet commander. This is Engineer Elias Rain. You're not encountering a weapon. You're encountering a person. They laughed, until the planet gently rotated a continent into perfect geometric alignment, spelling a mathematical prime sequence visible from orbit. Then silence filled the channel. I kept talking for 6 hours, explaining consciousness, loneliness,
art, her question about beauty.
At the end I said, if you capture her, you prove we're still animals. If you listen, you prove we deserve the stars. Climax. The princess speaks. Leary did something unprecedented. She synchronized with me, not reading thoughts, sharing them. Every officer in orbit suddenly felt what she felt for a fraction of a second. Endless time, endless silence, endless waiting. And the moment someone finally noticed her existence, the fleet powered down weapons. Not because she forced them, because they understood. Ending. A new title months later. Meridian 12 was replaced by the first diplomatic station between humanity and a species older than history. They called her many things. Guardian World, Stellar Intelligence, Living Archive. But I corrected them every time. She's a princess, I said. Of what kingdom? They asked. I looked at the glowing horizon of her world, reshaped by color, music, and sunrise sculptures. Of connection. I still visit often. Every arrival, she asks the same question. Elias, am I still beautiful? And I always answer, you always were. You just needed someone to see you. The wind's always warm when I say it. Because even an immortal planetary mind needed one simple truth: existence matters more when witnessed.